Hello again, this is Michael as part of the Whitehint Centre's Creativity Connects YouTube channel. I'm here with another snippet from The Road to Resilience, produced by the American Psychological Association and Discovery Health channel for Mental Health Awareness Week. Now, The Road to Resilience is a document that lays out how one can work on themselves to build one's resilience, and this includes 10 ways that you can do that, along with a lot of other useful information that I'm breaking down into these short recordings. Now, you can find a link to the document in the video description, as well as a link to the Mental Health Foundation, the organisers of Mental Health Awareness Week. I will continue to reiterate this next point as I think it's important for you to know these 10 ways of building resilience are not meant as substitutes for any established support networks you might have, and I'm not here to give you advice. But I wanted to bring this information to you all as it could contain important puzzle pieces for anyone who feels like they're struggling, especially right now. So this time we're discussing what can often be a scary word, even though it's only 5 letters long, and that is change. One way you can build resilience is noted as accepting that change is a part of living. Certain goals may no longer be attainable as a result of adverse situations. Accepting circumstances that cannot be changed can help you focus on circumstances that you can alter. Now, I am aware that if you're feeling very lost or struggling to get by, this type of advice can be almost irksome and perhaps not what you want to hear. But a gentle and soft reminder to yourself that things have changed and that you might have to follow a slightly different path is okay, and this can help reinforce the idea in your head. Heck, some changes can even become exciting as you look forward to a slightly different horizon or have to take a slightly different journey than first thought. And to get to this point here today, you will have had to face change before, both in the world around you and personally, and recognising this can make accepting further change easier. The document has a section titled Learning from Your Past, Some Questions to Ask Yourself, and I'd like to read that part to you now. Focusing on past experiences and sources of personal strength can help you learn about what strategies for building resilience might work for you. By exploring answers to the following questions about yourself and your reactions to challenging life events, you may discover how you can respond effectively to difficult situations in your life. Consider the following. What kind of events have been most stressful for me? How have those events typically affected me? Have I found it helpful to think of important people in my life when I am distressed? To whom have I reached out for support in working through a traumatic or stressful experience? What have I learned about myself and my interactions with others during difficult times? Now, being able to accept change and recognise the changes that have come before is not easy, and I, your family, friends, or professionals in the support industry will not pretend otherwise. But just remember that those groups of people are there to help you and support you, and being frank and open with them in times of struggle can really help settle your mind, if not help solve some of your problems. Now, whilst looking through the internet for something to relate to this idea of allowing change, I came across this piece of art that I found really interesting. I will give you a brief rundown of the artist and the context for the art, so please bear with me. Now, there's a Chinese contemporary artist and activist, Ai Wei Wei, and he created a very confrontational piece of work titled Dropping a Han Dynasty Urn, which should be up on the video now for you. Now, this consisted of 3 black and white photographs of him holding, dropping, and then the subsequent smashing of a 2,000-year-old ceremonial urn. Apparently he dropped 2 to make the photographs, as the photographer didn't quite get a photograph of the first one smashing. Now, born in 1957, he was born under the reign of Chairman Mao and the brutal regime he led. Now, Chairman Mao was of the philosophy that you had to destroy the old world to build a new one. Ai Weiwei wanted to show how tradition can be challenged by new values, and is quoted as saying, "It's powerful only because someone thinks it's powerful and invests value in the object." However, setting aside any political affiliations, it also speaks on a very internal level. It shows that change is inevitable, but your reaction to it dictates how you move forward. There's no correct answer. Times and people change, as will you, in all manner of ways. But your journey needs to allow for that change to happen and to keep you moving forward, whatever that means for you. That all got very deep, but I thought it might be interesting to some of you in terms of change. May need a cup of tea after that. Remember, take care of yourselves and those around you, and I'll hopefully see you around for the next one.